Hello and welcome to the reflection for Monday of Holy Week. My name is Alison and I'm a member of Murrayfield UF Church. I'm glad that you could join us today for a time of prayer, praise and reflection. Today's reading is taken from John's Gospel, chapter 12, reading from verses 1 to 11.
6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus lived, whom Jesus had raised from the dead. Here a dinner was given in Jesus' honour. Martha served, while Lazarus was among those reclining at the table with him. Then Mary took about a pint of pure nard, an expensive perfume. She poured it on Jesus' feet and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. But one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, who was later to betray him, objected. Why wasn't this perfume sold and the money given to the poor? It was worth a year's wages. He did not say this because he cared about the poor, but because he was a thief. As keeper of the money bag, he used to help himself to what was put into it. Leave her alone, Jesus replied. It was intended that she should save the perfume for the day of my burial. You will always have the poor among you, but you will not always have me. Meanwhile, a large crowd of Jews found out that Jesus was there and came, not only because of him, but also to see Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. So the chief priests made plans to kill Lazarus as well, for on account of him, many of the Jews were going over to Jesus and believing in him.
As we begin our journey through Holy Week, I wonder how we will approach Jesus. It strikes me that there is something to be learned from the encounter we read about today, when Mary anoints Jesus' feet with expensive perfume and dries them with her hair. What can this tell us about how we could come before Jesus this week? It was customary to provide water with a few drops of perfume, nothing wasteful, for guests to wash their feet. In this instance, Mary uses a full bottle of pure nard, which was worth a full year's wage. The perfume is valuable. It represents everything that Mary has. And everything she has, she pours out to Jesus. She shows great devotion in this act. The others in the room are shocked at her actions, and they question her. But this does not deter Mary, who must have had some inkling of the reaction this might garner. Her focus is Jesus, and she is quietly resolute. So how can we show our devotion to Jesus this Holy Week? It could be through making time to reflect. It could be speaking to Jesus, pouring out what is in our hearts and holding nothing back, just as Mary poured out her expensive perfume on Jesus. It could be by letting the noise of the world be drowned out by a steady and sure focus on Jesus. Mary knelt at Jesus' feet as she anointed them. This position is important. It demonstrates her humility and respect for Jesus. Mary knows she is unworthy of what Jesus will do for her and for the world. Kneeling at his feet is an act of worship that shows that Mary trusts Jesus. She is comfortable in his presence and is ready to serve him. In the reading, we see a stark contrast between Mary's humility and Judas's selfishness. Judas thinks of what he can gain. Mary is the true disciple, pouring out her love and respect for Jesus. Be a true disciple this week. Kneel before the cross. Give thanks to God for sending his Son to die so that we might live. Approach Jesus with humility, just as Mary did. It is unclear how much Mary truly understood about her actions. Perhaps she didn't know the significance of what she was doing. But Mary did have some awareness. She was quiet and contemplative. She realised who Jesus is and the power he held. Mary shows an insight into Jesus' true identity and purpose, while others around them remain blind to it. Mary listens carefully. She hears what Jesus has said, that he is the Saviour of the world. She recognises her sin and her need for Jesus. This week, be aware of Jesus' true purpose in your life and the sacrifice that he made for you. Listen carefully to what he has to say to you. Let's join together in prayer.
Lord, as we make our way through Holy Week, we ask that we would know your presence throughout. Help us to focus our eyes on you day by day. There's a feeling of heaviness, a suspense as we begin to bear witness to your journey to the cross. Yet we know that this is a necessary journey. We know that the cost of your sacrifice is worth more than any discomfort we may feel. In today's reading, we heard about Mary's devotion to Jesus. Help us to pour out all we have and all we are to Jesus, holding nothing back. Lord, you sent your only Son to save us from our sin. Show us how we can honour you and bring glory to your great name by walking in the way of Jesus. Give us grace and mercy as we try and inevitably fail. Give us the strength to try again. Give us guidance when we are not sure which path to take. Give us wisdom that in all things we might trust in you. Lord, your love brings light and life to all those who seek it. May we devote ourselves to Jesus. May we kneel at his feet in humble adoration. May we be ready to listen and to know him more fully. May we seek you evermore as we walk with you through this Holy Week and beyond. Amen.
Focus my eyes on you, O Lord. Focus my eyes on you, to worship in spirit and in truth. Focus my eyes on you. Turn round my life to you, O Lord. Turn round my life to you, to know from this time you've made me new. Turn round my life to you. Fill up my heart with praise, O Lord. Fill up my heart with praise, to speak of your love in every place. Fill up my